Hostile dropped.
What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about a major report about an exclusive edition for Modern Warfare 2, another look at the Warzone 2 map, and even the beginning of a closed alpha. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and make sure you have notifications on to stay up to date with everything going on in Cold War Year 2, Warzone, Modern Warfare 2, and any other future Call of Duty as well. Now, I apologize if I sound horrible again in this commentary. I'm still recovering from a bit of a cold, but I should be good and back to normal by this Monday, so excuse how I sound here in this commentary. Also, be sure to check out my partner Manscaped, since they have released their best package yet with the Lawnmower 4.0. You can use this trimmer to get a clean shave in those hard-to-reach places when your significant other isn't around to help. The package features the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker trimmer for your nose and ears, the Crop Preserver deodorant, and the Crop Reviver toner. You also get some free gifts like the boxer briefs and a really nice travel bag. Be sure to use code TWITCH20 to get 20% off all orders at manscaped.com. We do have a promising report from gaming scooper the Modern Warfare 2 Ghost, claiming that customization is a checkmark, meaning that there will be customization of some sort in the game as expected, and it's presumably very good according to those out there who have seen early gameplay of Modern Warfare 2 itself, and I just hope it's not too overwhelming. You know, I do appreciate the new gunsmith system, a lot of the changes and customization that was introduced in MWII 2019, but at times it did feel a bit overwhelming, to the point where when Vanguard directly copied how that worked, it also feels a bit too much when it comes to all different attachments you can choose from, and I just hope they kind of water it down and simplify it a bit more for this upcoming sequel. But also don't forget that swimming is going to be present finally in Modern Warfare 2, and the Ghost of Hope even put out a tweet suggesting that Treyarch may have actually helped out with incorporating swimming in the upcoming sequel for Modern Warfare, which I wouldn't be shocked about since Treyarch has included swimming in just about all of their previous Black Ops games, yet Infinity Ward just doesn't seem to like the idea of it, and it's still goofy to me that Rebirth, Caldera, they're surrounded by water and you just aren't able to swim, right? MW 2019 wasn't designed for that, but the sequel will be, also allowing Warzone 2 to then incorporate the same features on that new map. We'll talk more about that in a minute, but we then got a banger report from Ralph's Valve, who went ahead and confirmed that Modern Warfare 2 may actually incorporate a PSVR exclusive experience for this upcoming anticipated release. Now, the quote from his article does say, and I quote, "They will now be incorporating a comprehensive virtual reality experience for this title developed exclusively for PlayStation VR 2, featuring a standalone mode immersing fans in the shoes of a Tier 1 operator." Now, as you guys see in the background, the MVG mode in MW multiplayer is pretty scary, right? It's clean with the fact that there's no HUD, and it feels like a real hardcore realistic experience, hence the reason why this mode exists in MW 2019. The game's all about realism, so without a doubt the sequel will adopt very similar mechanics and probably even another NVG mode in multiplayer, but this mode could get pretty creepy, especially when playing Infected, and I highly doubt the PSVR2 experience will have any multiplayer, but I can definitely see a horror-like element being added to a VR experience that includes night vision gameplay and this really close quarters type of combat that Modern Warfare is known for. Now, it's also a possibility that the upcoming DMZ mode that's going to replace Spec Ops and be like Escape from Tarkov could have a VR element to it, or an ability to play this single mission, or something that's hopefully replayable that requires the use of a PSVR2. Now, in terms of a release date for this exclusive VR experience, according to the article, that is unclear at this moment, though we should expect to see its release alongside the unannounced release of PSVR2 at some point in the future. So again, we know that the concept art is already out there of PSVR2, and hey, I have the first PSVR, absolutely loved it. I mean, when it first came out, there were a lot of games offered for it, and there are some really fantastic experiences that are made exclusively for PSVR, but over the last couple of years, it feels like devs kind of forgot about it, and it's not really been a focus for any major studio. But I do think with the launch of PSVR 2, a lot of dev teams, including ones that work on Call of Duty, may give it a shot once again and try to come out with a Call of Duty VR experience of sorts. Now, I actually made a video coincidentally a couple of months ago talking about the Infinite Warfare Jackal VR experience, right? The only Call of Duty VR experience that is official to date and was actually released by Infinity Ward. I know there are some custom fan-made Zombies VR experiences which look fantastic, and I'm a big fan of those for sure, but in terms of official COD VR releases, we only have one done to date. And in the video I made a couple of months ago, I discussed a report that nobody's really talked about, at least not from what I could find on YouTube or even on Reddit or Twitter, that Treyarch apparently was considering doing a Call of Duty VR experience at around the time, I think it was Black Ops 3 or 4, and unfortunately that never really saw the light of day. They couldn't really get experience put together that they actually liked and one that they were proud of, so they just scrapped the project altogether. However, Infinity Ward still put out something back during 2016, and that is of course the Jackal VR level, as I'll put footage of on screen so you guys can see. Now the article even mentions this isn't Infinity Ward's first rodeo trying their hand at virtual reality, having previously released Infinite Warfare's Jackal Assault VR. Despite not gaining much ground, it found esteem in the VR community, a critic stating, and I quote, "It's a painfully short sample of the potential of VR dogfighting. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare Jackal Assault is a huge tease to VR enthusiasts. Somewhere in between VR tech demo and interactive promo, Activision misses a huge opportunity by making this a freebie and not going all out, since this download manages to prove how engrossing being in the cockpit of a fighter jet can be." And I have to agree, I mean, this VR experience is more like a Star Wars type adventure more than it is a Call of Duty VR mode, so realistically the upcoming Modern Warfare 2 VR experience will actually be the first full-on Call of Duty VR mode that we've ever seen from Activision. And it's not to disrespect the Jackal VR mission either, because that mission perfectly fits the vibe and aesthetic and the gameplay opportunities that are offered in Infinite Warfare for sure, so I fully respect that. But in terms of a very grounded VR experience from COD, I'm really looking forward to what Infinity Ward has up their sleeve with this. Now with this report, I'm like, wait a second, could this be the PlayStation exclusivity that is going to be offered with Modern Warfare 2? And if so, that's actually perfect, because it won't be a mode like Survival or Onslaught or something that all platforms would love to play. Instead, it would be an exclusive offer and an exclusive mode that only a very select people could play anyway, and that's going to be the people that end up buying PSVR2. And I know VR is fairly popular, but not as popular as you think. Not everybody has a VR headset, and I think with the first PSVR, Sony definitely learned from their mistakes and learned what to do better for the next generation. So I think more people will probably buy a VR headset this time around, but I can guarantee you less people will be pissed off about this being the exclusive offer for the game versus doing another mode again that everybody out there actually wants to play, whether it's Survival, a Spec Ops, a Zombies. You guys get what I'm saying. And Vanguard didn't really get any exclusivity from PlayStation anyway. I mean, yeah, there's the combat packs, the XP events, very minor things, nothing major, and I expect the same to happen with Modern Warfare 2 and possibly even the other future Call of Duties, which will also have PlayStation exclusivity according to the deal that still exists between Sony and Activision. But also coincidentally, right as this report came out, we also got the official confirmation that June 2nd, we are getting a 30-minute presentation from Sony, which is going to be the brand new PlayStation State of Play. Now, it is proposed that we are going to be seeing a PSVR2 announcement of sorts during this event, along with, and I quote, "exciting reveals from our third-party partners, plus a sneak peek at several games in development for PSVR2. If that's not the day we end up getting some confirmation that Modern Warfare 2 is getting a VR mission, then I don't know when they will do it, but it'll probably be at some point this summer. And if anything, right, that experience has to release at some point this year. Maybe the PSVR2 launches shortly after Modern Warfare 2 does, and then right around the holiday to kind of boost more sales and do something extra for Call of Duty, they'll then release that VR Modern Warfare 2 experience. But definitely don't expect any first-party announcements or gameplay reveals at the State of Play. People out there get their expectations up way too high every time there is a State of Play announcement, but you know, when it comes to the event itself, they at least provided a description of what to expect at the event. So if you're looking forward to God of War Ragnarok or something else, expect more announcements about that later this summer or even during Summer Games Fest. We have a lot more to get through, definitely be sure to stick around, and let's go ahead and thank the sponsor of today's video. Now tonight's video is sponsored by Sizzle.gg. Sizzle.gg is a website where you can download free automatic action-packed highlights of your Twitch and YouTube streams. No software is required. Sizzle.gg saves you money and time by automatically picking the best parts of your streams, turning them into clips and compilations for games such as Apex Legends, Fortnite, Call of Duty Warzone, League of Legends, Rainbow Six Siege, and FIFA 22, with many more games coming your way on a regular basis. Sizzle.gg allows you to get your highlights in compilation and individual clip form. Not only that, but you can also directly upload your best moments to Twitter and TikTok from Sizzle.gg in a few clicks. With the new filtering options, you can now easily find your favorite clips using unique filters for each game, such as kills, headshots, knockdowns, sniper kills, victories, and much more. If this sounds interesting to you, be sure to click on the link down below in this video's description or the pinned comment, and thank you to Sizzle.gg for sponsoring tonight's video. Now back to the video, also a follow-up to a point I made in a video a couple of days ago where we talked about which edition you guys should consider for Modern Warfare 2, maybe with the upcoming release of this VR Modern Warfare 2 experience, could end up coming with a PS5 bundle of sorts, featuring an actual console that's decked out with Modern Warfare 2 art, the logo, maybe some of the Task Force 141 operators. We'll have to see that because we haven't really seen any exclusive PS5 editions that come with a decked out console or a decked out controller. There have been very few, and I thought Black Ops Cold War would have been a great opportunity to do one so that we can actually get a black PS5, but we didn't end up getting that, and probably because of COVID and other excuses, other reasons. You guys get to deal with that. But I think if they end up doing a collector's edition, which we also talked about the possibility of in my recent video, I think something as simple as a ghost mask or something along those lines could fit very well, because look, Modern Warfare 2019 had quite a few editions, even GameStop exclusive ones, and I would love to see the return of some physical collector's editions at some point in the future for the franchise, especially considering MW2 is the beginning of COD 2.0. Let's bring that back, but better than ever. But if you guys want a full breakdown of all the current editions we know about that are leaked for Modern Warfare 2, check out my previous video on that, linked down below in this video's description. Now, Ralph has also reported on the current cast for Modern Warfare 2, which is of course subject to change. A lot more cast members will be added to this list at some point soon. We of course have Barry Sloan as Price, we have Samuel Rukin as Ghost, Warren Cole for an unknown role, as well as Elaine Mesa, who's going to be playing Vargas. We then have Elliot Knight for Gaz, Raya, I'm not even trying to say that last name, playing Laswell, and then we have Neil Elise for Soap, as well as one final casting, which we all expected, right? We have Claudia Domit, hope I said her name right, playing Farah, as she already did in Modern Warfare 2019. And don't forget, as I've covered in my recent video, we know that Ghost did get recast, but the original voice actor, Craig Fairbrass, apparently is still playing a role in this game. It's either a mystery, or it's going to be him recording lines for Ghost in some supposed DLC skin we'll end up seeing for the character that'll feature his classic Modern Warfare 2 look from 2009. That'll probably end up happening. I'll keep you guys posted with what's going on with that. But yesterday while we were podcasting, we all of a sudden got a brand new HD look at the Warzone 2 map, fully recreated based on the leaked sketch that is out there. And it looks insane. I mean, wow, this looks massive. Looking at all the points of interest, again, like I reported on in a previous video, Oasis, War-Torn, Oil Field, Modern City, Hydro Station, Marshes, Mountain Town, Observatory, Old Town, Airport, Fish Town, and you guys get the rest. There's quite a few locations here, and they even include some remasters of classic Modern Warfare 2 maps from back in the day. We're talking Afghan, Quarry, Terminal, and even some others that we don't know too much about yet, but I'm happy about High Rise. I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm sure without a doubt they'll end up transferring those maps over into regular multiplayer as the faithful HD remasters, possibly featuring some safe spaces, which I wouldn't be surprised about either. But I talked more about this in my previous video. This is definitely going to be more like Blackout, not just because of the swimming, but because of the vibrancy, the saturation, the environment, the atmosphere. I'll talk more about that in a video I posted a couple days ago for you Blackout fanatics out there who may be looking forward to an experience similar to what we got from Treyarch back during 2018. Now, we also have a report that Activision has sent out invites to Warzone Mobile's closed alpha, currently codenamed Project Aurora. So that has me thinking, right, Warzone Mobile might end up coming out shortly after Modern Warfare 2 does, right? Here's a timeline I'm thinking of right now in my head, considering that MW2 is launching on its own 2 feet with campaign, multiplayer, DMZ, but not a Warzone integration and not with Warzone 2. I'm like, all right, what happens from the months of, November to like March-ish, right? March is when we're supposed to be getting Warzone 2, so what happens to Warzone for all those months? Is it just dead in the water while Activision and Infinity Ward focus just on MP and DMZ in terms of promo and marketing? That could be the case, but if they end up dropping Warzone Mobile in like December, or maybe even after New Year's, then that would kind of revitalize the Warzone energy a little bit before Warzone 2 comes back and picks up the pace at some point in early 2023 when it's supposed to come out. Now, it doesn't look like Warzone Mobile is in any way connected to Warzone 1 or Warzone 2. I personally thought a couple of months ago that Warzone Mobile's purpose would be just to incorporate something like Fortnite, where once you boot up Warzone 2, you can not only play it on console and PC, but also mobile devices with full incorporated crossplay. It's not going to be the case. It seems like Warzone Mobile will have its own version of Verdansk, possibly even other maps, but it's going to be huge, and it's probably going to end up killing COD Mobile's Battle Royale, unfortunately, but we'll have to wait and see how that works at some point soon. Considering it's an alpha, though, I wouldn't be shocked if this does come out sooner than later. But last and definitely not least, we have another claim that Phil Spencer of Xbox Xbox said he would support any unions formed within Activision once the acquisition does close. This comes just days after Raven officially voted to form a union, becoming one of the first major unions in United States video game history. A good step for Raven, bravo, but I'm definitely hoping the acquisition brings in a lot of changes and transitions that are 100% needed, right? Because Activision doesn't seem too happy about Raven doing this, and it's kind of weird how Raven's been a little radio silent for the past week or two. They didn't even really talk about Season 3 Reloaded like that, which features some of the biggest changes in Warzone. Maybe Activision silenced them for the time being, which would be strange, but I'm very curious what the acquisition, if it closes, will bring to the table for all of the other Activision properties and franchises that haven't got much love in recent years because all devs essentially got moved to work on COD. I'm wondering how that'll impact that, as well as the innocent men and women who work behind the scenes that haven't done anything wrong but are experiencing very unfair circumstances from the executives and higher ups. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the major report that we could get an exclusive edition for Modern Warfare 2? How do you feel about PSVR2? And also, what are your thoughts on the leaks regarding Warzone 2's map and the closed alpha for Warzone Mobile? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.